Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at Strategos, the upcoming PC war game developed by Strategos Games, and now with a new publisher. Microprose Software has picked up this game and will be publishing it to give them a lot more marketing and development clout. What is Strategos? This is an ancient combat game that allows you to recreate battles starting in 578 BC, spanning all the way up to 284 AD. There are 120 different factions represented in this game. We've got the Hellenic empires, the Persian Empire, Rome, Carthage, Gallic, Germanic and Iberian tribes, Umbrians, Samnites, other native Italians, the major city-states of ancient Greece, the Thracians, and more. There is just almost any nationality or tribal unit you want to imagine is here. There's over 250 unique units that all behave as they would have in historical situations. I will also say this is a real-time strategy game, but before you click away, I saw a comment on a website out on the internet that said this is real-time strategy for slow people. I am not a real-time strategy wargamer, and yet I like this game because you pause. It's a thinking man's real-time combat game. And now let's jump in. We'll take a look at some of the menu features here. Then we're going to jump in and we're going to play a battle. So we'll do a full battle in here. I will say also a caveat, this is in beta right now. So many things will change. Features will be added. Graphics will be changed. There's a lot of work that's still going on this game. However, there's a Steam War Games Fest coming up on April 28th, 2025. And my understanding is there will be a demo of the game available for that. So if you want to check it out, go in and wishlist this on Steam, and then you'll be able to kind of get a notification when the game goes to the demo state and you can try it out in the War Games Fest. So what have we got here? Well, the meat of this right now is the historical battle simulator at the top. We'll come back and take a look at that momentarily. There are plans for campaigns. Right now there is just the campaign of Alexander. This is not a dynamic campaign. This is a series of battles that are strung together. So the campaign feature at this point in time, I think, is a little bit limited, and I don't know quite yet what the plans are for dynamic campaigns or expanding this part of the game. There's a two-part tutorial system that does a very good job of explaining the basics and the kind of the fundamentals of combat. We've got access to a manual and then some settings to change. But let's jump in now and play a game, and this is the heart of the game, which is the historical battle simulator. So if we click this, we can see that we've got the two sides on the left side and then all the conditions for the battle up behind my actual head here. And if I click on these factions here, we can see all of the different 120 factions that are available to pick from in this game. Macedonian, Numidian, Pontic, early Imperial Roman, Saka, Samnite. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Slave revolt, Spanish, Iberian, Spanish, Spartan. I mean, everything is here. It's just amazing how much has been modeled in this game. And what's cool, on the right-hand side, if we look at the settings here, and this is what we'll do in this one, you can pick, one thing you can do is under this era menu, you can click on this and it opens up 5 different options, and you can pick a random era, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set a couple, just to show you how this works. I'm going to pick a random faction. We're going to be the one on the left, so I have no idea what we'll get. I'm going to pick a random faction for our enemy. For default size, we're going to do this rather quickly. We have small, medium, which is the default, and then large. Let's do small, just to kind of keep things moving along here. And then we're going to just pick an era, and it's going to generate a battle for us to fight in this era. Let's pick, how about, let's do Marian. I don't think I've done that one yet. 105 BC to 25 BC. We'll try that. Okay. We're going to set the AI type as for aggressive. And then we've got a couple of options for difficulty in terms of quantity and quality of the enemy troops that we'll face. And a couple of other options here on the right-hand side to include allies or not include allies and play at hot seat without an AI and things. We're just going to leave all these as they are. And let's start our battle here. So we're going to click it. It'll take a second to load in, and then I'll be right back. Now, a couple things. This battlefield is one of the, I think there's probably 7 or 8 battlefields you can choose from. And our units here are the blue flagged units here in our starting box. And then somewhere out here up on the hill are the enemy units. And we can see over to this side of the screen over here, we've got our controls that we can look at, and we'll talk a little bit about those now. But we've got all our units. If I click on one, it's going to highlight the unit down here in front of me. And we have a number of setup options, but I want to take a look and see what they've given us for troops. What are we? We're the Seleucids of the late area. We've got the blue flags, and we're fighting against the Greco-Indians Okay, so this is our combat. I have very little historical knowledge as to what these two factions are, but let's jump in and take a look at our units here. So if we click on this one here, we've got some heavy infantry, 360 troops, another heavy infantry, 360 troops. Then we've got heavy cavalry right here, and this is our general. We can see the star icon at the top, and I want to talk a little bit about the command and control system because it's very unique in this game, and it's a lot different than something like some of the other games that would have this type of battle, because we'll talk about that momentarily. Then on the right here, what have we got? We've got some medium infantry, disciplined, and they are restrained. Then, let's see, we've got over here on the left, there's probably some more medium infantry, some heavy infantry. So we've got kind of a hodgepodge here. We've got some slingers up front, so we'll keep those as kind of skirmishers, some light archers, more slingers, and then we've got some Greek light cavalry over here on the right-hand side. So the question is, how might we want to position them? We do not have a lot of infantry here. I want to get our general behind our front line too. So, wow, this is, I think, going to be challenging depending upon what we've got from our enemies here. But let's click on control here, and I'm going to kind of rearrange these forces in a line up here more towards the front. Let's actually put them a little bit more towards the upper edge of this hill here. Let's go over here with them right there. That looks pretty good. We'll spread them out a little bit. I think that's kind of the best we might be able to do here. And let's get our slingers. Actually, I'm going to pull these back. We're going to get our slingers and archers in front, I think, of these. Another skirmish wall in front of them to kind of distract the enemy as they're coming closer here. So we'll spread these out, put these here, and then let's take our slingers or archers and stuff like that. We're going to put these guys out in front here to try to cause some casualties as the enemy's coming in. Now, over here, we've got light cavalry, and then more slingers. Let's put a little bit of our slingers out here on this flank to kind of protect ourselves here, and then let's put this other two groups of slingers over here on the right-hand side, and we're going to see if we can push them up and maybe just cause some casualties as enemy troops come in. I don't know what we're going to be facing against. Let's put our general here a little bit more ways back here. And I want to show one thing here with one of these buttons. Let's get this guy straight. Not straight doesn't bother me. So I'm going to come in here and click on the left-hand side. We can see this arrow button, which is going to show the range of our ranged units. So this is kind of these yellow circles centered on our units is showing kind of how far out they can throw their missiles or fire their arrows. Then this A is what is called the impetuous charge range overlay. If an enemy unit gets within these red circles, these units will engage those forces. So we can see once units get close. So you're not necessarily oftentimes giving a unit an order to attack so much as you're giving them an order to get close to an enemy and then they'll attack on their own. But this star is the one I want to show you because this highlights kind of some command and control aspects of the units here. So the blue circle here tells us which units we can engage with. And I think I have to start the battle for this actually to go in place. So I'm going to start it. We'll fire this up and there we go. So what we see right now is any of these units that are connected in this combat range, if we give an order to these units, they will act on those orders automatically. But anything that's outside of this command and control range, when we give it an order, it's going to send a courier over with that order. So there is a big delay sometimes between when you give an order to a unit that's out of range to when it actually engages with that order. So you really have to kind of think about what you're going to do and what you're going to try to do, especially for units that are out of range. Units will also disobey orders if they're in the heat of combat or they're panicking and stuff like that. There's all kinds of disordered and fragmented states and then routed stages. So the combat model, especially the morale model in the game, is very detailed and very kind of highly based on more tactical considerations than it would be just a very simple real-time strategy game where you're just trying to click as fast as you can. Now, let's see what our enemies are doing up here. We might not be able to see all of them. We've got some light horse archers over here. If we click on them, we've got some Cretan archers up here. There might be stuff up in the woods we don't see. Indian cavalry. What is this? Is this cavalry? Oh, it is. It's Indian cavalry here. Heavy infantry. Then behind them, we've got hippes, which are cavalry. Indian bowmen. They've got a hodgepodge here too. And then medium infantry. So they do not seem to, depends on what else we're going to see here, they might not have a lot of ground troops as well. This is going to be, I've not fought a battle like this. I'd say most of the time when I've done these skirmish battles, like these battle generators, more than half of the units have been some type of line infantry. This one's got a lot of non-infantry units and archers and stuff. So I'm not sure how we will do here. I will say too, you know, kind of looking at these graphics are kind of functional. Let me pull back out of here. I wouldn't say, you know, this is not Total War level of graphics. You're not playing this for the eye candy so much. They're functional. And again, keeping the idea that these are beta graphics and they will probably improve as the campaign and as time goes on too. So with that being said, I'm not sure quite of our strategy. I think we're going to do this Napoleon style going into Russia, which is show up and see what happens. Probably not the best strategy. I've won 3 and lost 3 so far. But anyway, I'm going to click unpause so we get the time running here, and let's see what our enemies do. So now we can see these lines here. I've got the command button. So any of the units that are connected by these command lines, if we give them an order, they will respond immediately. The other units outside of this, we're going to send a courier, and we'll see how that works, I'm sure, as we get couriers going here. All right, so I'm going to pause for a second here. I want to move our units up on the right here. Gosh, we're going to be firing uphill too, which is not good. You know, let's actually be a little bit bold here, and let's get our skirmishers out front a little bit more. See if we can deflect and defray a little bit more, give them time to act. And I'm going to push these out here on the right a little bit. This feels like a bad idea. Over here, let's send these a little bit more to the right. I want to protect our flanks from units coming in on the side. I think we can probably spread our units out a little bit more too, because we do not have a great depth of enemies here. So let's just adjust our forces here and move them a little bit wider here. And now we should start to see these units as they get in range. So if we click on the archer range here, the arrows should start to fly. And so they've got cavalry. And we can see up here this little envelope thing, and we can see the horse carriers running up here. So their general, we disordered them already. They're sending runners up here to order these units in here. Now, oh, come on, engage, fire, move to fire, get them. All right, so we can see here too, this unit, our archers out here on the flank. There's a horse running up here somewhere. Here it is. We had to send a courier over here to tell them what to do, which was move to fire. Come on, guys. I'm going to send these guys up here, move to fire. Let's take these horse archers out. We seem to have disordered some of these archers here, and let's pull these guys back now, but this could be a little bit problematic. Gosh, we've got everybody kind of tangled up here too. Come on, back. Let's get back here. And these, if units overlap, they can get hindered and stuff. Our units are not a good spot here. What's going on? Oh my gosh, we've got everybody bunched together. Who's in charge of this? What's going on? Okay. The question is, do we dare send this infantry to engage? Yeah, let's do it. Can we get to this cavalry? Go. I don't think we can. They are chasing us away here, but we're doing okay. We're making our line perhaps thin, but they don't have a lot of infantry here. Oh, these units are all messed up. We gotta get them out of the way. One of them over here. Let's go. Everybody's disordered here now. Falling back into the lines here. We've put a lot of cavalry shots here. This is getting to be pretty chaotic. And these units may not be listening to their orders here. We're facing all the wrong way. We're going to get really pelted here. Face forward, gentlemen. Where did those units come from? Are those our units? Okay, oh, no, okay, we're doing okay. Up in the top left, I should point out, too. The goal is to get the enemy to 65% disordered. And we are the blue, and we are at 0%. The Greco-Indians are at 12%. So we've had a pretty good run here. I don't like the position of our archers here. Get back. But we're having troubles getting them under command here. Now, here we go. We've got this line of infantry that we sent out to engage these cavalry. They've made it over here, which is good, because I think this cavalry, these light archers, are going to be pretty weak against our infantry. So this should go, I would guess, go our way here. And we've got to get our archers back, but they're not listening to our orders here. Come on, boys. Which is pretty typical when things get pretty chaotic here. Fall back. Again. Pull these guys over here on the right. All right. Yes. Okay. So this unit over here has failed. We should send our archers after him to finish him off, though. Let's go. Finish him off. Do not want them coming back into the battle here. So we've got couriers running over. Things happen slowly. You've got to plan ahead here. We've got them at 12%. So far, things are bad. I want to get our archers out of the way here, though, so that we can regain these troops. Oh, these troops are now overlapping here. This is bad. We got to get them back into the battle here. Let's get our archers to push them down. Good. Keep punishing them. Let's get our infantry back here. Here comes some of their forces moving forward. Keep firing. All right, we're hanging in here. Uh-oh, cavalry charge. This could be bad. Run, boys, run. Yes, good, good. Run, run. All kinds of skirmishing here. I think it might be time to move our infantry up. What do you think? They do have a fair amount of infantry coming, but these guys are coming back, so that's good. And we have routed their cavalry here. They're up to 25%. Okay, we're doing pretty well here. And infantry's coming back that we sent out to kind of engage them. They're coming in and charging here? Really? Okay. Excellent. I like that. Heavy infantry against this cavalry charge. We'll see how they do. Let's have these guys now are back from that charge. This is working well. Some of our archers are out of infantry. Come on, boys. Get back. I'm going to give up ground now. And let them come to us. Yes, we recoiled, we held them, we disordered that cavalry charge. That's good. Now here comes their heavy infantry, but they don't have as much as we do. I think, they've disordered our line infantry here, though, with their archery fire. A lot of archeries just pummeling us here. Could be in trouble. This has come back. Let's get these guys up here. Good. Fire there, that works. Oh, these guys are ours too. Where have they been? Where did they come from? Okay, let's get some of these guys up here. Go, take those guys on. Perfect, yes. Here comes a cavalry charge. Good, hold. Hold the line, boys, hold. Another cavalry charge. This is against spears and pikes, though. I think against javelins, we should do pretty well there, right? Because these are, these guys have, what do they have here? Pikes. Pikes against horses should work out pretty well, right? Yeah, they're fragmented already. Looking pretty good for us there. That's good. It's a good start. Now, these guys here... Okay, let's pause things for a second here. We've got two lines of cavalry pushing up. This unit up here seems to be held in place by these guys. So what I want to do now is I want to take this unit here and bring them right in on this unit's flank. We're just going to send them this way. And what I have to watch out for is that this unit over here doesn't decide to charge into the flank of these guys. I found the AI is pretty good at this kind of thing. So we're going to slide these men over here a little bit to get ready to protect that flank charge. And we'll see how this works. But so far, we've held in the middle there. That charge against the pikes seemed ill-advised, and they have routed. They're up to 37%. That's good. I want these guys to hold, though. They're charging a little bit impetuous, but hopefully this flank attack will work. And they're right in on the flank. If we can crush them, and this is where their enemy general is, too. That's pretty good. Held. They're holding right now. We are chasing these guys down. We need to go then, guys. Come on, go. If some of you are going to go, we all got to go. Go, go, go. And now I think it's time to bring our general up here. Let's go. We're going up over here. I think this flank attack should finish them off. Disordered. Yes, this is good. Starting to falter. Got units firing up here. This unit is routed. We need to get them someplace else. Go here. Send a courier up there. We've got some forces now. They're at 50%. Things are looking pretty good here for the Seleucids on this historical day. We need to finish this troop off. Let's get these guys up here. Maybe right up over here. Come on, be busy. Don't just stand and watch. Attack from the flank. I know you don't have anything left except probably little knives and stuff like that. Now, this is held out pretty well. Let's push these. Yes, their general has fragmented. We've broken them there. That's excellent. Let's push our main force up here and get going to see if we can crush the rest of them here. Oh, we fragmented over here. Okay, but that's okay. Let's get these guys right up here, attacking from the flank. Push up, boys. Push up. Help our troops out. General died! That's excellent. And it's over with the death of the general. We've picked up the win. So you can see that gives it. Let's hold this up here and pause. That worked out pretty well. So I'm 4 wins now and 3 losses on this. These battles take about, I mean, sometimes I'll do more thinking than I will in the video. Finding they take like 10 or 15 minutes. These are small, but they're fun little skirmishes. There's a lot of tactical elements to it that come into play. So I've been having a lot of fun just kind of playing these little skirmishes. And if we kind of come down in here and click on some of these too, we can see the casualties. Excuse me, if we hover over this, we can see that this heavy infantry, 310 out of 360 men left. So the 50 casualties in some form or another. This, their generals unit here that we routed here, they took some heavy casualties, I'm sure. They are, what, 72 out of 120 left. So they're almost 50% casualties here. I think that cavalry charge that they made against our pike was particularly ill-advised. And we were able, I think, for the most part, to really be able to use our line infantry advantage to the best their advantage there. What really helped us too is when I think they brought a cavalry unit over here on our right flank, and we pulled this unit. I forget where it's gone now. It was not this cavalry unit here. This heavy infantry unit here. That's our general. It was this one, I think. We brought this medium infantry over to take on that cavalry, successfully engage them, and get back in line before the main group of the Greco-Indian forces arrived. So yeah, I think that was a good win for us. 4 wins, 3 losses. Now the AI, the enemy, has torn me apart in certain battles too. But there you have it. There's a look at Strategos. Let me know what you think. Questions, I'd be happy to answer it. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. Again, it's coming to the Steam Wargames Fest on April 28th. And you can check it out. I don't know the development path forward, but again, I do know that it's in beta. And with that, we kind of want to keep in mind that things are going to change and improve as the game gets more development. And there's a lot of subtle things I didn't talk about. There's a lot of information in combat that you get, and then a number of different options you have down here in terms of whether you want to push back forces that are engaged in combat or have them fall back to try to create a little envelopment for you. So a lot of subtleties to combat that you can explore, and I'm just kind of tapping into these things as we go. Thanks for watching, everybody.